Good morning. Welcome to Abundant Living Ministries, CyberChurch.
Good morning, y'all.
We're delighted to be here with you or to see you tuned in. And we hope that you get something out of today's gathering. And if you're listening outside of Second Life, be sure you go to secondlife.com and create a free account and come in here and see us. She's laughing because she's trying to purposely distract me.
It's fun.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's take a few minutes. We're gonna. There aren't any more announcements, are there? We haven't really done anything with the club. So
It's been busy.
yeah,
Should we tell them?
I don't know if that's really relevant to anything. Okay. She's excited because we got accepted for trade college.
Well, I'm not going to trade college. I'm going to community college.
Community college, whatever. It's the same thing. Yeah.
I can't help it. It's the next step to me becoming a teacher.
Indeed. It's exciting.
It is.
All
I'm
right.
Excited.
Well, we're going to play
Very excited.
We're going to play 60 seconds of some sort of nondescript music, which you can try to figure out yourself as it plays.
It's going to be subliminal, and it's going to tell you that Ben is an alien. Oh, sorry. I gave the secret away.
Well, it's not subliminal, and I'm not actually an alien.
Yes, you are.
Okay. And
It's so more fun.
as always, whether you're in Second Life or outside, you're invited to make a donation if you like what we're doing here and help support our costs. And you tell them how they do that.
I was going to say so that we stay out of being string jackets. Would be nice.
Donations aren't going to help with that.
Tell them that. Anyway, we have too much fun together, as you can see. Or hear. You know what I mean. But anyways, what he was saying, to make donations if you're in Second Life. And you should be, because it's fun. You go to the donation plates. There's two up front, up at the steps. And then there are two in the back at the door. And you come in if you come in that way.
How about that? And where else if they're not in Second Life?
I was getting there. Jeez. She's like... Whatever. Anyways, go to almcyberchurch.org and there are donation plates there too. You can click on them and give us some money, please. And thank you. Love you. How's that? Did that work for you? He's in bed.
Take a moment now to click the podium on the stage. You'll get a note card with the song lyrics for, I guess, the one song we're going to sing. I still haven't recorded any more songs. We'll just sing the one.
It's been a long week for us. Lots of things going.
If I change my mind after this first one, we'll do another one. But I'm do this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
More time to talk after then.
No, I don't have much to say. But after I'm done, we can go talk. All of us.
Yes, chat.
Indeed. That's
what I meant.
That's good. That's good. And while we sing, sweetie, you can lean on me, and the rest of you
lean on something to lean on.
Lean on us, figuratively, or whatever.
Yeah, because since we're not there, you don't want to fall over or anything. Wouldn't be very good.
Yeah. Okay, let's sing.
I'm ready.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that it's a new day. Tomorrow, lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Oh, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have faith you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. Oh, we all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean Well, you can go ahead and be seated. Today, I would like to talk about echo chambers. And I titled our discussion today, Out of the Echo Chamber. Anyway, what is an echo chamber? It is an environment in which a person encounters only beliefs or opinions that coincide with their own, so that their existing views are reinforced and alternative ideas are not considered. Let's read that again one more time so we're all on the same page. An echo chamber is an environment in which a person encounters only beliefs or opinions that coincide with their own, so that their existing views are reinforced and alternative ideas are not considered. An example of an echo chamber would be the atmospheres into which, say, a religious person places him or herself that do not expose them to non or especially anti, whatever their religion is, let's say Christian, perspectives. The messages taught in church and Sunday school, their chosen friends on Facebook, perhaps what they watch on television, and the articles or videos or comments or posts they choose to seriously consider. When a topic is preached about or discussed, it is assumed that those hearing or participating already agree with the foundations of the position on the topic. And if any arguments against that position are brought up, they're often incorrectly presented, and they're never seriously considered as possibly true. Religious or not, we all tend to think we're right, don't we? After all, we wouldn't believe something if we didn't think that something was true, and if it's true, then we're justified in believing it, right? So, naturally, we surround ourselves with people who also believe what we consider to be true, and being surrounded with those who agree with our claims and beliefs, we feel even more validated in those positions. It's very common to honestly consider only the perspectives of those who agree with us. And we can find ourselves open to learn from those who agree, but not to learn from those who hold significantly different points of view. Echo chambers can be quite comfortable, and it can be a welcome break to spend time with like-minded people. But we should keep in mind that even though it feels really good and thus helps the held positions feel absolutely true, your particular group could be completely wrong about just about everything. And it is almost certainly wrong about something. As long as we reject counter-arguments offhand, we can't really call ourselves open-minded, can we? Not too long ago, a Christian pastor urged me to read a book, quote, with an open mind, end quote. He then said about himself, in my case, I'm sure you would say I don't have a truly open mind, and I probably don't by the definition you would be using. Now, of course, either he would give serious consideration to the possible accuracy of the counter-arguments and the possibility that he could be wrong, or he wouldn't. The former is open-minded, which is what he asked me to be, and the latter is closed-minded, which he said he was. And so back to the echo chamber they go, believing and teaching others, including children who are still developing their ability for rational thought, that if a religious claim disagrees with the facts, then the facts are wrong. And yes, I grew up being taught that. In discussions with person after person, when they have no answer to defend a particular belief against evidence and reason, they respond with things like, well, I know XYZ is true, and I'll be praying for you. Now, don't get me wrong. You aren't necessarily wrong for firmly being convinced of something. Someone is going to disagree with you even if you're right, just like someone is going to agree with you even if you're wrong. But if you're wrong and you're unwilling to consider that possibility, then you will stay wrong. And if you're waiting for a deity to give you a supernatural revelation that you're wrong, and that deity turns out to be just a fantasy, then anything it supposedly does reveal to you is nothing more than voices in your own head from your own vivid imagination. So, stay truly open to being in error about everything you believe. And you will find that with time, you just might start slowly believing less things that are wrong. Purposely step out of the echo chamber on a regular basis. In fact, getting as far as possible away from it for a time might prove to be quite enlightening. And it might be helpful to ponder the following questions, and these are in the note card. What do the facts and evidence really say? Is there really some sort of grand conspiracy in place to keep you from knowing the truth? What methods have you been using to determine reality from myth? When other people with significantly different beliefs use those methods, do they reliably come to the same conclusions as you? If they don't, then are those methods reliable? And if the methods you've been using are not reliable paths to know what is true, what methods are there that yield consistent results that you can use instead? Now, here's something else you might do well to get in the practice of doing. When you hear a claim you are tempted to believe, or when you realize you already believe something is true, try to prove it wrong. Use the tools that reliably distinguish reality from fiction, the tools of critical thought and the scientific method, and let go of your attachment to a desired outcome. Do you love false beliefs more than you love the truth? If not, then this should not be out of your reach. And if you do, then you might have tuned out and returned to your echo chamber already. Now, before we close, I'd like to offer an alternate perspective on the echo chamber. It's not only the environment you should consider when receiving information, the source of the information is important as well. Here are a couple of examples. Will you give a brain surgeon's description of the human brain the same consideration as you would give the arguments against that surgeon's words by your uncle, whose expertise lies in UFOs and Bigfoot? Or would you give as much credence to arguments about whether the earth is hollow and filled with mysterious inner lands and fantastic creatures by a professional geologist as you would by someone who has memorized the book The Kingdom of Agartha and believes it to be true? So, the source can matter. When you can check the studies and fact-check the claims, you should absolutely do so, especially when those claims are large. Is the universe less than 10,000 years old or billions of years? Did human life start with Adam and Eve, who ate a forbidden fruit and inspired a god to curse every human who would ever be born with suffering, pain, death, and probable eternal torment and agony in a never-ending lake of fire? Was there one language that instantly morphed into many different languages after humans built a tower too high? Was there a worldwide flood that massacred every living creature, both man and beast, except for 8 people and thousands upon thousands of animals who were enclosed in a wooden barge with one tiny window for over a year? Was Jonah swallowed by a huge fish which had apparently just eaten a boat filled with antacids and oxygen tanks, and therefore he somehow lived to tell? Now, I realize some of you listening might believe those things really happened, and it's not my intention to unnecessarily offend anyone. But before you insist that the vast majority of the peer-reviewed experts in all of the earth sciences are stupid, deceived, or in on a conspiracy to hide the truth, and that the ancient texts in the Bible are more reliably accurate and true to reality because other writings also included in that book say the whole book is true, stop, step back, and take a critical, unattached look at the sources, the evidence, and the facts, and listen to reason. And if or when you return to the echo chamber you might have known your whole life, you just might find it to be much less convincing than you previously imagined it to be. Well, that's all I have for today, and as we close out today's service, I'd like to offer you the opportunity to instant message one of us if you need to talk with someone, or you can go to almcyberchurch.org, click the Director's Offices link, and contact us there. Whenever you need to leave, you're dismissed, and if you can stay for a bit, you're invited to meet with us in the garden in front of the church in a few minutes just to hang out and chat. And I hope your week is filled with laughter, learning, realizations, and love.